What's up, YouTube? So, I want to come through and talk about black men's, but especially brown skin, dark skin black men's historical failure to protect black women, black children, and their black selves. Alright? And before I get into this video, I kind of just want to give a disclaimer, okay? You know, I'm not trying to start shit. I'm not trying to stir shit up. I'm trying to solve shit, and I'm trying to stop shit from getting stirred up, alright? And as well, if it don't apply, let it fly. And as well, only a hit dog hollers. So, if you hollering, then I'm just going to assume that you are a hit dog, right? I mean, why else would you be hollering unless you were just a dog in a crowd that got hit, right? Alright, but let's get into this. So, historically speaking, in the United States, I'll say, you know, black men have not been able to successfully, as a collective, protect the community, black children, black women, or themselves. Again, as a collective. And I think it goes back to pretty much the slave plantation, right? When black women were, unfortunately having to endure rape and sexual assault from, these cave beasts, these cave dogs, these cave monsters, right? Black men could not protect black women. So right there, historically speaking, that's creating sort of an issue between black men and black women, right? That's creating animosity between black men and black women, right? Because, think about it for a moment, right? Just think about the dynamic of that situation where you have, the black man and the black woman, right? And, the black woman is like, why ain't you protecting me from this cave beast, this cave dog who is basically raping and sexually assaulting her, right? And she's looking at him kind of a bit side-eyed and a bit weird, right? Because also the process of slavery sort of kind of like defeminized the black woman anyway, and also sort of, took away parts of the black man's masculinity too. So, she's looking at him and feeling some sort of a way, and then, he is feeling some sort of a way too, because not only is his woman being raped and sexually assaulted by this white devil, right? He can't protect her. And he would love to be able to protect her. He would want to. Let's just assume yes. I know some, black women who are like, black male bashers would probably be like, no, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. That's why he didn't do it. Right? But let's just say, assuming, right, he would want to, right? Especially if that's like his wife or long-term love interest or something, someone who's significant. Plus, we got the black children involved too, you know. So you got both the black man and black woman feeling some sort of a way about each other, whereas, the black man's looking at the black woman kind of like, because she has low-key, unfortunately, been defiled, right, by, this cave demon, right? And then the black woman's look at the black man like, why didn't you step in? Why didn't you protect me? Why didn't you come to my rescue? Right? And I think that dynamic has sort of continued into present. You will low key still see that dynamic playing out in present day. All right. Then, of course, we have the children, right? There were children who were, affected by the slavery, especially black female children who I believe were also victims of rape and sexual assault by cave demons, right? And, you know, those were probably would be his children, the black man's children, right? So he has sort of this like you have this situation where I guess like daddy can't protect their sons and daughters, right? So then the kids probably may feel some sort of a way too, right? And also sometimes the kids were just like the whole family was just sold off and split up and all that sort of thing too. Um, but I'm assuming for the situations that didn't happen like that though. All right. So then we move past slavery. Once slavery ended, then we kind of get into, I'll say, the Jim Crow era. You know, to be fair, there was the Reconstruction era, which is oftentimes glossed over and overlooked, and I do think that is an important era because it did show that black people were trying and striving for something, and as well it shows that white people, right, historically have sabotaged efforts wherein black people were trying to strive for something bigger and better, right? Because that's important too. Because oftentimes the narrative is like, oh, these black folks don't want to do shit. These black folks are just lazy, right? Versus, oh, these white people just sabotage everything black people do. Which, there's definitely an argument for that. But the Jim Crow era, right? Where you had like the lynchings, right? So black men were getting lynched, as well as some black women were too, but I think it's more so the black man who was the target, right? So the black man still is having trouble protecting himself, and if you can't protect yourself, then how could you protect, say, other people, right? So again, also black women were still, having to deal with having to, you know, be aware of and cautious of, these white men because they were still under in the mindset of as if black women were slaves and black women were just available to be raped at any time, and also black women weren't given any sort of protection under the law. I think at one point it was like, oh, you can't rape a black woman. There's no such thing as that. You know. Um, so again, some issues with dynamics between black men and black women, and black women probably feeling like, well, where's my protection? And black men would love to provide the protection, but unfortunately, they aren't in the position to do that. But you do see black men trying, stepping up to the plate as far as like activism is concerned, right? Like say Martin Luther King Jr., W.E.B. Du Bois, perhaps, Marcus Garvey, um, let's see, Malcolm X, um, and perhaps even to a lesser extent like Muhammad Ali, right? as well as like there's a lot of others, but those are just the most popular ones that come to mind, though. And that's it's something, but it's not. It's still not quite hitting the target, right? So I say all of this, right? All of this to say that when it comes to, oftentimes when it comes to present day, and say black women are in a situation where they feel like they need to be rescued by black men, oftentimes it seems like that doesn't happen. And I say all that to say I think this is part of the reason why it doesn't happen, because of this historical situation that has happened and that plays out to present day. Um, However, when say black men are in sort of a tough situation, it seems like black women are jumping at the helm to protect black men and I'm like, where does that come from? And I think, again, for slavery, possibly, where it's like, oh, this black woman will, sacrifice herself, probably, to, sacrifice, not give up her life per se, but probably allow the cave beast access to her body, if he, say, doesn't whip him to death, right, or doesn't kill him. In this video, this is a tough video to make. And I feel like this is a tough topic to talk about. And I just feel like this is something that we often, I think, is glossed over and people don't want to really deal with. And I can understand why that is, because it's a tough topic and it's an embarrassing topic as well to have to address. But it has, I think we really have to have this conversation. Because oftentimes I think black women are sort of in the dark about this, like, oh, feeling some type of a way. And I'm like, well, these Negroes can't really protect themselves, so how are they going to protect you? No shade. But I think, again, just not really taking, not kind of just being ignorant, right? Not knowing all that goes into the situation, right? And being ignorant in a situation like this is, yeah, being ignorant in general is not a good thing, but especially in this situation, it's like, it's extremely counterproductive, right? But also, something that I want to mention before I close this video and topic out. Black women, oftentimes black women may feel like, oh, people or black men almost look for excuses not to protect black women, right? I feel like that has been a complaint of black women for a while, right? And I think that happens, right, where it's almost like a black woman has to be near flawless, well, actually just flawless to even receive protection. And even when she is flawless and respectable, has a good reputation, this, that, and the third, it's almost, she sometimes still doesn't get protection, right? And I think ultimately where that comes from is black men can't give you what black men don't have, right? We can't give people what we don't have. I hate to say it, I really do, but I mean, I don't, like, as I said, these Negroes can't protect themselves, as quiet as it's kept. So how could they protect you? And I'm speaking more so as a collective, of course. I mean, obviously, on an individual level, black men can protect black women, you know. But I'm speaking more so as a collective. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment. And until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.